Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. For today's episode, I thought we could talk a little bit about strength from God. In this life, we have different problems and different difficulties that come our way. And sometimes we feel like we're not strong enough. Sometimes we feel like we can't overcome these different things. We need a little extra strength. So today we will be looking at Philippians chapter 4, verse 10 through 13 that primarily talks about strength and a different kind of strength that God alone can give. Okay, so here with me I have my digital Bible that is pulled up to Philippians chapter 4, verse 10 through 13. Now, I'm not going to be reading verse 10, 11, and 12 out loud because we're mainly looking at verse 13. But there are some key words I do want to highlight just because it helps us understand the meaning of verse 13 a little bit better. So we are going to be looking at the word content in verse 11. And then we are going to highlight to be in need in verse 12 and to have plenty, well fed, hungry. See, these are like little opposite words. Living in plenty or in want. So all these bring out to a main picture. Like if you step back, it all adds up to this big picture, which is that Paul is content in every situation. Now, I think this is important because a lot of us want this contentment. A lot of us want to be content in every situation. Now, I think being content means different to different people. But essentially, sometimes it's hard to be content because sometimes you're in a situation where you're overly stressed or you're overly scared, and it takes a lot of strength to be content in every single situation, which is what Paul has. He is content in every situation. Now the question is, how does he do it and where does he get this strength from? And we see the answer in verse 13. It says, I can do all this through him who gives me strength. I believe there are many different translations, many different versions of just this one verse. And this one verse is quite popular, but because of its really rich meaning. Now, I think like every single verse in the Bible, that it's important to sometimes take a step back and take a step back, understand the entire picture, and then zoom in to every single word, because every single word has meaning. I get that it's hard sometimes because of the fact that there are so many translations, but essentially it all means the same thing, right? So let's look at every single word that we think sticks out to us. Now, I'm going to highlight just the first word because it says, I can do all this through him who gives me strength. Now, the word I refers in this case to the author of this letter, of this book, but to us, it can also mean me, like me. Now, I can do all this through. All this can be translated to everything. And when we look at that, we think about everything in this world, everything in this life. But all this would be referring to this little part I have marked up where it's 10 through 12, and in that little part it's talking about to be in need, to have plenty, like all these opposite words, right? And so all this different situations Paul can do through him who gives me strength. So again, I'm going to highlight me in the same color because me as in me, and then him. Who is him? Him is Christ. Christ is God. So through him who gives me strength. God gives me strength. Now, I think this is important because whenever we think about this verse, I feel like this verse is one of those verses that can help someone cheer up, that can help someone get motivated and get their faith and their hope back. But the thing is, how would we use this verse? Because it's like more like a mantra. It's more like a thing you tell yourself, right? Like, I can do all this through him who gives me strength. It's like a reminder. But I think it's more than that. I think when we pray, one way we can use this verse is by telling God that Paul said, or in this book, in Philippians, it says that the author says that you are the one who gives them strength. So that same God, the same God who gave this author strength, can give me strength as well. That belief, that faith can help you out in your time of discouragement, or your time where you want to be content, but it seems like you can't. So let's all remember Philippians chapter 4, verse 13. I can do all this through him who gives me strength. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to comment down below what you think. Until next time, let's all continue to share the good news. Bye!